When it comes to obscure characters in the Smash Bros. Series, there have always been a couple of standout guys, Ness and Lucas. That's because their home series, Mother, has had a terrible case of not getting released in territories outside of Japan. The first game in the series, the original Mother, Japan exclusive. I mean, sure, we just got it on the Virtual Console, but it sure took its time. The second game, Mother 2, thankfully was released in America as Earthbound in 1995, but it would be another 19 years until the PAL region got the game on the Virtual Console. Then there's Mother 3, which is much like the first game, but has never been released outside of Japan in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, it makes total sense if a lot of people in the world have never played any of the Mother series. So let's dive right into their Smash histories, starting with the more famous of the duo, Ness. This kid hails from the town of Onett, not One-et. You guys can complain about it in the comments all you want, but this is my video, so I'm gonna pronounce it my way. Hashtag deal with it. Ness is a powerful psychic with a variety of PK and Psi attacks. In the Mother series, offensive specials are called PK moves, while supportive specials are called Psi moves, but for some reason all of the move types were changed to PSI in the localization of Earthbound. Ness's neutral special, the PK Flash, is a potentially powerful move that floats above its head and then descends as long as you're still holding down the special button. The longer it goes, the more powerful it becomes. You can also detonate the Psychic Bomb at any time by releasing the button. This is pretty different from how the move operated in Earthbound, where Psi Flash just makes your opponents cry. In Mother 3, this move was buffed and had a chance of causing the aforementioned crying, but also had a chance of causing paralysis, strangeness, or instantly knocking out enemies. That instant KO is a lot more like what we see in Smash. Oddly enough, the PK Flash is the only special attack that Ness has that he actually learns in Earthbound. The rest are all moves that are used by other characters in his party. You've got his neutral special in the N64 version, which was changed to his side special in Melee on Forward, PK Fire. This move was taken from Ness's companion Paula and allows Ness to fire a lightning bolt that bursts into a fiery pillar upon contact. The bolt will either fly horizontally when used on the ground, or diagonally when used in the air. Ness also uses PK Fire in his down throw. In the Mother series, Psi Fire deals damage to an entire row of enemies, making it an extremely useful attack. Just like the PK Fire, Ness also takes his up special, PK Thunder, from Paula, as well as Pooh. Yes, the character's name is Pooh. Leave a comment and get it over with. Pooh means poop. We good? Alright, awesome. In Smash Bros., PK Thunder is one of Ness's most versatile moves. It summons a ball of electricity that the player can steer all over the map. The ball itself deals damage, but its trail can also temporarily stun opponents. If that wasn't enough, you can aim the attack at yourself to turn Ness into a human projectile. This attack is sometimes referred to as PK Thunder 2 by fans. This can either be used for recovery or to deal even more damage to an opponent. In the Mother series, Psi Thunder can be used to hurt a single opponent and destroy any shields they might have set up in the process. Finally, there's Ness's down special, the Psi Magnet. This move surrounds Ness with a magnetic aura that's gone through several design changes throughout the Smash Bros. Series. When active, Ness can absorb projectiles, which allows him to recover health or push opponents. This is somewhat similar to what the move does in Earthbound, where the attack leeches psychic points from an enemy. That leaves us with Ness's final smash, PK Starstorm. This move was exclusive to Pooh and was kind of a big deal, since not only did he have to train extremely hard to learn the technique, but it's also one of the most powerful moves in the entire game. In both Smash Bros. And in Earthbound, Psi Starstorm calls down a barrage of stars from the heavens that deals great damage to every opponent that they can smack into. The trophy description for this move states that Pooh taught Ness PK Starstorm, which is a cute little tip of the hat to its canonical roots. Outside of his special attacks, Ness employs psychic energy in his jumps and other various attacks, but they don't seem to originate from any of Ness's Earthbound abilities. However, Ness doesn't solely rely on his psychic power. He also employs other weapons such as a baseball bat for his side smash and yo-yo tricks for his up and down smashes, which are weapons that he can purchase in Earthbound. The tricks that Ness performs are Around the World and Walk the Cat respectively. That's right, I said Walk the Cat. It's different from Walk the Dog because the yo-yo moves from side to side, even behind Ness, whereas Walk the Dog has a yo-yo simply moving in front of you like an obedient dog. Smash history, filling you with useless trivia about more than just video games. As for taunts, the only one with notable roots is his up taunt, where Ness bows his head and says, "Okay." This is a direct reference to the character naming screen in Earthbound, where upon giving a character a name, a sound effect of the game's creator, Shigetsudo Itoi, plays with them saying, "Okeska?" which translates to, "Is this okay?" Ness was the only Mother character to appear in the Smash Bros. Series for a while, but he was eventually joined by Lucas from Mother 3. While Lucas was first introduced in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, he was originally planned to be in Melee, but was scrapped. In fact, the developers even went so far as to consider replacing Ness with Lucas in Melee to help promote the upcoming release of Mother 3 in Japan, much like how Roy was added to Melee despite his game not having been released yet. For a while, it seemed like Lucas was never going to return to Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, since Ness had a set of custom moves that functioned just like Lucas's moves. But recently, we got the blonde crybaby back as DLC. As far as special attacks go, Lucas is a lot like Ness. His specials are very similar, and they're also taken from another party member in his home game. In this case, it's Kumatora. Lucas has his side special as PK Fire as well, but his always travels horizontally and erupts in a diagonal flame, instead of the vertical one that Ness produces. His up special is also PK Thunder, which is not only slower and has a smaller tail than Ness's, but it also has a tighter turn radius and can also travel through opponents, allowing you to rack up multiple hits. His down special, the Side Magnet, functions identically to Ness's variation, but Lucas instead holds it in front of his body and heals more damage than Ness when using it and can sometimes damage opponents. Finally, there's his standard special, PK Freeze. This move behaves similarly to Ness's PK Flash, but it can freeze anybody it touches. This is pretty ironic considering that Lucas can learn PK Flash in Mother 3, but not PK Freeze. This means that none of Lucas's special attacks are moves that he can actually learn in his origin game. Even his final smash, the PK Starstorm, is learned by Kumatora instead of Lucas. Not only that, but Lucas's grab comes from the rope snake item that his party member Duster uses to grapple and swing across chasms. You can even see Lucas talking to it in his side taunt. So what does Lucas have that originates from him? Well, a lot of people believe that his up smash is him pulling one of these 7 needles, but honestly, I don't think that's the case. First off, in this move, Lucas's arms are down instead of up in the air, but there's also a distinct hexagon shape, the symbol of Lucas's signature attack, PK Love. More hexagons can be seen in some of Lucas's other moves, such as his aerials, which leads me to believe that Lucas is channeling PK Love through them. As far as other side moves, it could be argued that Lucas's down smash or down throw are PK Ground, but let's be honest guys, that's a bit of a stretch. If you want something more set in stone, then look no further than Lucas's side smash, the Stick. Sticks are Lucas's go-to weapon in Mother 3, with my personal favorite being the better stick. The only other thing of note that seems to be going for Lucas is his up taunt where he trips, much like how he does after being named in Mother 3. You know, for a series that's notorious for having games not being released outside of Japan, I couldn't help but notice all of the Japanese culture that was oozing from it. Oddly enough though, I've actually learned about Japan and its heritage through anime. Hey man, there is a reason why I cosplayed as Jean Havoc and Kisuke Urahara back when I was in high school. Throughout my journeys on the World Wide Web, I found that Crunchyroll has been the best way to binge watch anime with professionally subtitled episodes. That's why I was ecstatic when they reached out to me to let you guys try out their premium service. Get unlimited access to the best new anime and manga, or even some old classics. Just go to crunchyroll.com/Theorist for a free 30-day trial. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to have to go watch Gurren Lagann for the 5th time. Who the hell do you think I am?